So tomorrow I want to go out there and look for a new phone, but I don't want to buy a phone with a camera which makes me look like an ICC witness. So what should I look for? You say what matters most is the number of megapixels. The more the better. Are you sure? Yes. Like really, really sure? Yes. I don't even know why you make these videos. So if you want the best out of a phone camera, there are a couple of things that you should look for, or a couple of features that you should check out before you buy that phone. So the first thing you should check for, as my friend here has just said, is the megapixel. Yes. Dude. Yes. Shut up. Megapixels. So a pixel is basically an atom of a picture. You see, many atoms make up matter, and therefore many pixels make up a picture that you see on your screen. So ideally, the more the pixels, the more clear your pictures and photos will look. Personally, anywhere from 12 to 21 megapixels is quite okay, or even more. However, you should understand that the number of pixels is not always everything. And please note that I've said not everything. Many users out there have been inclined to the fact that the more the pixels, the more the quality, which is not always true. And nowadays, one of the most important features that people actually consider is what I'm about to say next, which is the camera sensor. The sensor is basically a tiny element in a camera which has pixels in it, and its work is to receive light, which is now converted into an image. So the larger the sensor, the more pixels it will accommodate, and hence the better the quality of an image it will produce. So the sensor size is measured in inches, and therefore the more the inches, the larger the sensor. The other part to look for in a camera is the camera aperture. The aperture is the part of a camera which allows light to pass through, and then now that light goes now to the sensor. Now the aperture wideness is what will determine the amount of light that will pass through, and the aperture wideness is measured in f numbers, which I know sounds a bit complicated, but don't worry. All you need to know is that the lower the f numbers, the wider the aperture, and hence the more the light that will be able to pass through. The reason why it's important to consider this is because you should know that a camera with a wide aperture can be able to even take clearer photos even when the environment is dark or in low light. And this is because even if the environment is in low light, the camera is able to absorb as much light as possible since the aperture is wide. And an example I can give you is this photo over here, which was taken or captured with an Oppo Reno 5. The next thing you should consider is the image stabilization feature. Image stabilization feature is basically a feature on your smartphone that helps you avoid taking photos like this. Yeah, very shaky, weird photos. And without this feature, you'll end up always taking photos like a drunkard person. Now, there are basically two most common image stabilization feature types that you may find on your phone. You may find some smartphones which have a separate lens which is totally dedicated to image stabilization, and there are other smartphones which will have the image stabilization feature inbuilt in themselves. Like the feature is not in a separate lens, but rather in the main camera itself. Now, the smartphone camera I would personally recommend is the one which has a separate lens which is totally dedicated to image stabilization. And especially if you are going to be using your smartphones to take videos, this is the best one I should recommend. Yeah, so the next time you go out there to buy a phone, don't just be fooled by the number of megapixels. Go further and look for other features that I've mentioned, the sensor, the aperture. So there you have it, guys. Those are the most important features that you should look for in a smartphone camera. So, did you like this video? We don't like it. Dude. Well, if you do, give it a thumbs up. And also let me know what you think about it in the comments section. And a subscription to my channel will be captivating.
You don't know how to make camera sounds.
I know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned.